What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to go to the range in a minute and go shoot this little guy. The Ruger LCR light carry revolver, chambered in .22 long rifle. So this little gem shines in a few different areas. It makes a great like bedside gun or just kind of under the desk kind of thingy, or it's super light, super concealable. There's no hammer to get caught on clothing or anything. It's got a super heavy trigger pull, so there's no need for a safety. You know what I mean? So this honestly, where this gun shines the most is for people that are on the fence about guns, period. Right? And originally I bought this from my now ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? So she had something to go shoot at the range when we went to the range. And, you know, otherwise I probably never would have bought this. And I'm kind of glad I did, because it's a nice little gun. It really is. It's a pleasure to shoot. It really is. Like, it has zero recoil and blew me away on how accurate this little gun is. And you'll see when we go to the range. It is just crazy how accurate this little guy is. But yeah, like I'm saying, like, for people that are on the fence, you know, it's the big scary gun. It just, it's not, it doesn't have all of this crap, you know what I mean? Some people just are not into like the magazine. You gotta pull the slide back. And then if you want to clean it, you gotta pull all this off, and there's all these little pieces, and then you pull the FCU apart, and all of a sudden like springs pop out, and this little piece pops out, and it takes you 3 hours to figure out how to put it back together. Yeah, there's none of that with this. There's only one button. You push it, pops out. Take your bullets, you put it in, boom, close it. Pull the trigger 8 times, you pop it open. Push on the ejector rod. Spent casings fall out, you load it back up. Cleaning, easy. It's a breeze. And we'll go over that, but it is an absolute breeze to clean this thing. And let's just say somebody, you know, wants, like, they're kind of on the fence with guns, but they want to have one for their house. And they're not going to go to the range all the time, you know what I mean, to practice shooting, but they just want a gun in their house to feel safe. You know, if I had to choose, honestly, like, if I'm going to be shooting bullets off in my house, especially if I have, like, kids and pets and all of that, like, this is way, I would think this would be way less likely to go through the perpetrator into your dog, your cat, or your pet squirrel, or whatever the hell you guys are into these days. Or your kid, or your wife, or your husband, or whatever, you know what I mean? And I know they make hollow points for 9mm to kind of solve that issue. And that's kind of where I feel comfortable is 9mm. But, you know, some people don't like all of that. And that's, I think, even this would do the job. You know what I mean? And again, there's no safety. So if you're in a high stress situation and you pull it up, you know, like a gun like this, and then you're fumbling for the safety because you're under stress, and you're trying to aim it. This thing, there's none of that. It's just a heavy trigger pull, so you don't need the safety. You just, and that's it, you know. So actually, I think I'm going to be selling this to potentially my dad, or for my stepmother. Basically, she was a registered Democrat her entire life, and still is. But she's been seeing everything, I believe she's been seeing everything on the news and just everything that's been going on. She's like, you know what? I want my license to carry. So she went and got it. So now we're trying to get her to go to the range and at least fire one. Go shoot a gun just so you know how, in case you ever needed to. And I think this is the best place to start. It's easy. It's easy all the way around. It's just a great little gun for people that are trying to, like, get in the door. So, let's go shoot it. All right, we're here at the range. Ran into a little issue here. So there's booth number 1, which you can see the sign. This is training booth only. You're supposed to leave this one open, and they really don't want people shooting up against the wall if they can help it, to prevent ricochets and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, like, these end ones are for, yeah, emergencies only, or when this place is packed. Booth 2 is clearly down. You can see the motor burnt out on this one. Booth 3, the switch broke. There's no switch to move this in and out, so that's down. Then I came in this morning and the clamp, because the bullets hit this, it broke the welds on the back, and this clip was on the table. So that was down. This one, yeah, you can see the people hit this so many times that the whole thing just broke off. And then this, booth 6, is the handicapped one. So this is like, it's lower, and I mean, this is the door people use to get in and out. So again, up against the wall, not really good. So I had to jerry rig this one with tape for now so we can shoot. But I'm thinking I'm gonna bring some tools. I'm gonna steal parts off of this one, like the switch. We could take the switch, put it there. We could take the trolley off of this one, put it on number 6, boom. Then we have all of these will be fixed, and it will just be essentially 1 down instead of 4 down right now. And I noticed they have extra little, this must be a common issue, see? Got brand new ones all welded up, ready to go. Problem is the bolts, they snapped off in the back here somewhat. Yeah, you see that? So I'm gonna have to bring in a grinder and grind this off, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't have my tools on me. I wish I knew. I would have brought them. So oh well, let's check this gun out. 22 LCR light carry revolver. Let's put some rounds through it, shall we? All right, we're gonna try to put some on the target over the right shoulder. Let's see if I can do this aiming through the camera. I might have to bring the camera up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that should work. It's kind of hard aiming through the camera, but let's see. Look at that. Yeah, you see that? First shot. This little gun is crazy accurate. For such a small little gun, it's surprising. Let's try to put a few more on that guy. Oops, I flinched. Yeah, got it. Got it again. So I repeat, this is a great gun for people who are on the fence or new to guns or are afraid of them. I think this is a good introduction anyway. And funny story, I brought my dad here, right? It was his first time, he just got a gun. I'm like, hey, you wanna go shoot it? Let's go to the range. And he's like, okay. So I throw a target up right here, right at the yellow line. That's as close as you can have it, because if you hit that metal bracket above, you could get a ricochet that comes back and hits you. So they want it at that yellow line minimum. And I put the target there, and he looks at me and he goes, don't you think you should put that further back? And I'm like, no, you shouldn't. You should start right there. And he's like, okay. He puts a full magazine on the target, a full clip, and he hit the target 1 time. And he's like, oh, I see what you mean now. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta work on your grip. And that's the thing that he was doing, is he was afraid, and he was anticipating for the bang, for the gun to go off. So he was pulling the trigger and he was flinching and anticipating, you know, that loud noise and that bang, and he was flinching and it was throwing his shot off. So he had to kind of start to trust the gun a little bit and realize it's not going to blow up in your face. He did get slide bite once, but that was just from gripping the gun the wrong way. But he has since put a laser and a red dot on his gun. Well, actually, it came with the red dot, but he added the laser. And you can just point the laser on the target, and he absolutely loves it. And he's been getting much, much better at, doing tight groups on the target. And I'm still working on mine too, because I'm not a professional. It's a work in progress. All right, let's dump it. Gonna get on camera. There we go. Oh God, this thing shoots really nice. It's just crazy. And here's another plus with this gun. It's clean. The floor is clean. All of the shells are right here. Now I'll just put them in a bag, and these will turn into brass bars at a later date. All right, we're just gonna go over real quick and just show how simple this thing is to clean. So first, obviously, make sure there's no ammunition anywhere around, which there isn't. It's packed away. And I wanted to show, like, you can buy these little cleaning kits. I mean, they're really inexpensive. It's like 10 or 15 bucks, and you get the brushes. So I'd imagine most people would just get the cleaning kit. But with this gun, you can almost get away with just, a Q-tip. If you're not using it a lot, well, yeah, I guess you could, but don't recommend it. So this Mosey Oak CLP, this stuff is great. It's drier. I don't know how to explain it. This is, and here's Lucas Oil CLP. This stuff works good too. This is more like greasy. It kind of gets greasy all over everything. And this is in a spray form. This is in a dropper form, so I like the spray for getting like into all the nooks and crannies for a lot of stuff. But for some things, it's nice to have the bottle, the dripper, so you can kind of drip it down the barrel. But either way, I'm going to use the cleaning kit here, which we have a copper wire brush. This is for 22. Send down the barrel, clean it out, and we'll clean out these little chambers on this guy. So I just basically put a little bit down there. And most of the time you want to go from like the way the bullet travels, but in this case it's kind of hard to do that. And send it through these little ports. Beautiful. Now I have another one in here. Oh no, I don't. I thought I did. I thought I had another one. That's all right. You can send some of these down. These little cleaning cloths. Yeah, and the only thing I don't like about the CLP is it leaves everything greasy. So, I mean, I do this, I don't know if everyone does this, but I take some Windex, I spray it on a separate rag, and then I go and I wipe just the outside down. Really quick. And then dry it off with a clean microfiber towel. And the only thing I see on this that could potentially need oil is this ejector rod. So I might put a couple of drops on that. And then where this guy spins, wipe off any excess. And that's it. This puppy is clean. So, cleaning, check, right? Not bad. Just shoots well, it's accurate. You know, it's not big and scary. Low recoil. Not a lot of parts. That's one thing that I ran into a few times with, say, this guy. I pulled the FCU out to clean, which you don't have to do every time, but I do. I like to pull it out and get everywhere because I'm a little anal like that. I like to make it as clean as I can get it. But I would pull the FCU out, and then little springs and bits and bobs would pop out of place, and then I would have to go online and try to figure out how it went back together. It would take me an hour to figure out how one piece went into it until you fully learned your firearm. So, like, that's one thing I like to do whenever I get a gun. I like to just take it and take it apart into as many pieces as I can, and then put it back together so that I know how everything works in that gun. And I think you're safer if you do that, honestly. If you understand every little bit and piece in the gun and how they all interact with each other and function, it's just safer overall if you know how it works. But for somebody who doesn't want all of that, and maybe they just want a gun for the house, like I was saying, just to feel safe, this is where to start right here. I'm telling you, this is it. Accurate, you saw, accurate. Super, I was able to aim through a camera and still hit the target. Super accurate, low recoil, just there's not much to it. It's just a really, really nice gun. I'm just covering the serial number here, that's all I'm doing there, just in case you were wondering. We can flip it around, there it is. And you can see with using the Windex at the end, you know, it just brings that matte finish back. It's not all greasy and oily and slippery. You know, I just can't stand that. But yeah, that's the Ruger. The Ruger LCR. Chambered in .22 long rifle. I highly recommend it. It's a great little gun. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this one. Make sure you subscribe, do all that down there. It'd be greatly appreciated. See you later. What in the hell? Nancy Pelosi, what are you doing here? Get out of here.